Good morning, guys. David back with another cryptocurrency update. Today is episode 10 of another ripple effect. Thank you guys very much for liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. Today's video, I don't know if you guys caught wind of this already, but the United States, Canada, and Mexico this morning have announced a trade agreement, okay, that they've all signed off on. And during the press conference that they were having this morning, which I found as somebody who follows currency and manipulation and kind of everything historically driven around the ins and outs of the fiat currencies and the way that they live and die, is that the president of the United States today was on TV. Now, whether or not you like the president or not, this isn't a political reference, but he referenced currency manipulation specifically, okay? I don't know too many times a sitting head of a state or a country has gone on live television with two other representing heads from other countries and actually referenced real currency manipulation. Now, he tried to push it off and pretend like the United States is not a part of or a main contributing factor behind currency manipulation. Shortly after he said those words of currency manipulation, which we all know what that is, we all know what that means, okay? He then said that they are signing off on an agreement to have a digital trade accord, which I found to be very, very good information for us. Because if you think about it, the three countries that are at question here, United States, Canada, and Mexico, all three of them, or all three of us, since we're involved in this accord, they are supporters and believers in the Ripple technology. Okay, obviously Ripple exists in San Francisco, which is in California, United States. Canada is a big believer in cryptocurrency, and some of the bigger exchanges that exist in Canada trade fiat to XRP pair directly, which is a lot different than Coinbase here or some of the other exchanges that don't necessarily carry XRP or pair it to the dollar itself. Also, the interesting thing is these three countries all could end up utilizing the Ripple tech and XRP if they want to open this corridor and to bridge this relationship. We already know that bitmex is going to be working with Bitso and that they're opening corridors between the Mexican and the Philippines area if you want to send, you know, payments back home and everything that XRP is going to be utilized for. They all could introduce XRP. I was thinking about this concept today while I was putting together the thoughts for this video, is that there might be a clear-cut reason why the SEC has not come out and made any type of statement about XRP, really. And in the back of my mind, that might be that XRP, if they are not going to actually be utilized through the government, but that the Ripple company itself might end up being purchased or acquired by the government or by a collection of companies that look to have full control of this asset that would then take control of the 60 billion XRP that are in escrow. It's a very out there concept, but I think it might end up being a possibility if Ripple was to just completely sell their entire company to the United States government, let's say, or to ICE. Let's say that they sold it to Bakkt, and that Bakkt then rolled up the entire XRP mainframe into their system. We might have to start thinking outside of the normal box, because none of the things that are going to happen right now are going to be normal, right? So everything is going to move from fiat into digital, right? So we're going to go from fiat, the paper currency, and it's going to flow I think very rapidly, rapidly, into the digital asset space as we come up into this next downturn. What will end up happening is the countries will then have the opportunity to create their own digital asset, take the fiat, transfer it to digital, and then build a new fiat asset behind this digital currency that they have basically ran from fiat into digital. And then they're going to go from the digital back into fiat, which means they're going to start to give the people ways to exchange hand to hand this digital asset without actually having a phone. They're going to turn it back into a paper currency, which will then start the whole process again of hyperinflation, okay? Or deflationary, hyperinflation. Okay, so it's not about whether or not the dollar is going to fall, or the crypto is going to fall, or the stock markets are going to fall. I believe that in time, everything will fall. I mean, when the jolt happens, I think everything is going to instantly knee-jerk down. Precious metals, stock markets, currencies, cryptos for that matter. But I think once that initial knee-jerk reaction is over, just that initial burst, people are going to then be standing there trying to figure out, what do they do? How do they preserve the rest of their asset? What can they do right now that's going to gain them the most protection from this evolving financial market that we're going to be in, which is completely manipulated, I think, in every sense of the word, through every single asset class. They're all manipulated. I don't think there's going to be a time in history when somebody with a lot of money isn't going to control or try to control an asset class or make moves in a specific direction that pushes price up or down or keeps it neutral. So there are powers that be. If you guys don't think there are people that control things, there are. And this is, like I've said in previous videos, we have to become fully independent of those people. And that's why in the beginning of my investment journey, it was really about precious metals for me, because it was an asset that you could tangibly hold, you know. And I missed the 36,000% run up when I was, you know, busy playing with precious metals. But the reason behind being invested in precious metals, or something that is not controlled by the government, something that is not printed by the government or used as rescue funds for the government, to corporations or to whoever they want to save, however, whenever. XRP and Bitcoin at this point are not those. They are exactly what they are. Bitcoin is going to be a store of value. Like, in a sense, if a ton of millionaires all wanted to own one solid Bitcoin, and they just all bought a Bitcoin and held it, it didn't matter what the price was, and they just held it, it would become that store, right? And then if technology and company and people started to utilize the distributed ledger technology and XRP for what it is meant to be used for, then the price would inevitably go up, because the Ripple team would be giving out their billions of XRP to companies, to P2P platforms, to customers, to all of us to enable this business to grow. I think that in the back of this, the Ripple team wants XRP to grow. In the back of this, the distributed ledger technology and the Ripple net, you know, the whole consortium of the three, X Via, X Current, and X Rapid, the three of those together working harmoniously would be such an amazing thing, because yeah, it would give some people the opportunity to transfer one way, and it would give others the opportunity to transfer using X Via or X Rapid, which would utilize the technology more, which would give them more benefit. Now, when we get into the next crash, I think money is going to be sent around the world so fast, right? Because if these liquidity providers and the doors are all open, the money is just going to flow. It's going to be out there. There's not going to be any caps on it. If people have access to digital assets and transferring across borders fast, when the economy is crashing, they're going to need access to those outlets so that they can get money from one country to another, in from one currency, out to another. so that they can invest in a digital asset in one place and store it in another. There's going to be so much happening in this space. If you guys agree, definitely like, share, and comment down below. If you don't agree, I would also expect you to comment down below. I don't mind arguments getting started. I think that this community is educated enough to defend themselves and to argue their points and to know some kind of, fake news, some FOMO. You got to be able to look at somebody in their face or read their article and decipher whether or not they're meaning to do you harm or they have your best intention at mind. Now, with the fact that Ripple owns 60 billion XRP, they could have sold it at $3.60 and been ultra billionaires. Never really touched this space again and just moved on to creating the next Beanie Baby or whatever. But they didn't. They stuck with it. They're sticking with it. They're sticking with us, and we are sticking with them. We must fight for them and with them. Thank you guys very much. I hope you have a blessed day and a beautiful weekend. All right. Thanks. Bye.